You undertake drama training in order to learn how to act. Not just to act okay or pretty good, but to the best of your ability. So if you're going to pay someone to teach you how to act, you'd expect them to have a pretty good idea of what good acting is. In other words, the quality of acting they want you to achieve in order for you to have a profession as an actor. So what is good acting? Well, you might have your own idea about it, and plenty of other people do too. If you Google what is good acting, you'll see that there's kind of a problem. The answer to this question is very subjective. The same words crop up again and again: believability, realism, truthfulness. Did the actor move the audience? Did the actor make the audience feel? But of course, all these are subjective. One person in the audience may believe an actor, another may not. One may think an actor truthful, another might not. So these can't really be used as points of reference for good acting. Plus, they rely on other people's opinions. It's tricky to use other people's opinions as a judgment on how well you're acting or not, because opinions vary for whatever reason. Let's come at this from another point of view. Do you remember going to the theatre for the first time? Did you have some kind of expectation? And what was it? And were you disappointed? When you go to the theatre now, are you disappointed? Do you sometimes get the impression that the actors are thinking more about the audience than they are about the character that they're portraying? Now consider this. Have you ever watched somebody who doesn't know they're being watched? See if you can remember watching people in your life who didn't know that they were being watched. It happens sometimes when we're kids. Adults think we're too young to understand anything, so they behave as if we're not there. If you can't remember these times, imagine being a fly on the wall of somebody's house. And whether you have experienced watching someone who didn't know you were watching them, or you can imagine it, you can see that these times were or would be probably some of the most fascinating in life. Maybe this was the expectation we had the first time we went to the theatre, watching people who didn't know they were being watched. But of course, sometimes, most of the time, the actors do know they're being watched. Their thinking is on the audience more than on the character's thoughts. And just like when we're watching someone who doesn't know they're being watched and they suddenly notice us watching them, it becomes less interesting. Their behaviour changes. So isn't this the ideal acting then? Actors living the life of the character on stage or in front of the camera as if they're unobserved, as if they're not being watched. It's what Stanislavski alluded to with his fourth wall. If we can recreate these times when people don't censor their thinking or cover it up, if we can act the characters as if unobserved, wouldn't this be extremely enjoyable to watch? Wouldn't this be good acting? Wouldn't this be the quality of acting we should aim for in our profession? I think so.